we wouldn't.
Next
It's up
question.
to you guys if you want to do that.
If you could travel back in time, what time period would you like to explore and why?
Oh, go back in time,
Back in time.
and why? Okay, that's a hard one. I've always loved history. Always been fascinated by a lot of like big world events. And why? Okay.
I'll answer it too.
Okay. Yeah.
Just trying to think too. Like
That's
what,
hard.
would you want to go back to when our country first started?
Nah. You know
Maybe
what?
the Roaring 20s,
Mm-hmm.
50s, 60s.
Probably a lot
You
of
could
crazy-
drive a Charger, 1969 Charger.
Oh yeah.
That'd be nice.
Mm-hmm. Or the Ford Mustangs.
Ford Mustangs, little pony cars.
When gas was cheaper. Trying
What
to
else?
think. That's a good
Maybe
one.
you could see a specific event like the Berlin Wall
Mm.
coming down.
Sure. That actually happened back in 1989, last week, like back
Oh.
30 years ago.
I was like, that doesn't make sense.
was the anniversary.
1989 last week. What does that mean? That doesn't
Sorry,
make
I
sense.
don't know how to rephrase things. Basically, 30 years ago,
From last week.
from last week was
Back in
the anniversary of the
1939
Berlin
or
Wall
1989?
going down. Yes.
Yes.
1989.
1980.
Sure, 30
There
years.
you go.
No,
That's kind of crazy though.
Yeah, pretty crazy. It's basically like that was the sign of the Soviet Union going down, you know, and
Yeah.
that was like a big benchmark for that. I think I'm
Meet a
trying to
president,
think.
Abraham Lincoln.
Nah, I'm sure he was cool. He was
Martin
aight.
Luther King.
Maybe
Meet someone.
I'm trying to think. No,
See when the
meet
first
Jesus?
Tesla
meet
was made.
Jesus.
Meet
Nah,
Jesus.
be like,
See the Spartans go up against the
oh,
what is it, the Persians?
the Persians. Yeah, maybe I don't know.
King Leonidas.
Man, that's hard. Just because yeah,
Alexander the Great.
no, he wasn't that great.
Einstein?
Maybe, yeah.
Oppenheimer with the
Atomic bomb.
atomic bomb.
Eh.
No. Thomas Edison. Thomas Jefferson. $100 bill right there.
Dude, it's. Can you? Do you have an answer already? I can't think of anything like specifically.
Specifically that I would want to see in the past. I don't think there's really much in the past. I would definitely want to go to the future, but that's not the question. In the past, I would probably say something that you can't really see in the present or in the future.
Okay.
As far as like people specifically, not really. So it would have to be something that isn't like part of this. So maybe like go back enough to see like the dinosaurs or something like that.
I was thinking something like
That would be pretty like
cool.
sick to see because like
Yeah.
no, the closest thing to a dinosaur we have right now is like alligators or crocodiles.
Or
So-
Komodo dragons.
I don't want to touch those.
Yeah. They don't want to touch you.
Like, they definitely want to eat me.
I don't
But yeah, I'd probably say the dinosaur age, or maybe even like the 50s, 60s,
Yeah.
70s.
I think
probably like the 50s or 60s.
50s
yeah.
or 60s.
If that wasn't an option to go that far back to see dinosaurs.
Yeah, I see what you mean. For me, I think honestly, like as a Christian, I would have definitely loved to have seen Jesus in person. You know,
That would be that.
I think about it. Really think about it. Like we don't have a clear image. The Bible sometimes describes it in different gospels and different parts. Like, oh, you know, he had these features and everything. And of course, we know he was Middle Eastern and he was of Jewish descent. So there's a lot of like ideas, but there's no like one specific like you know.
There's no image of.
Yeah, and
He wasn't white with blonde hair and blue eyes.
Of course not. Anyways, but I think it would be cool to like at least be like, oh my God, that's Jesus. Oh my God, this is so cool.
You're famous.
You're famous.
They
Oh my
wrote a book
God,
about
big fan. Biggest fan ever.
Biggest fan. Look, they wrote a book about you. I like the movie more. I know you kind of died in the movie, but
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Jesus.
Sorry,
but
look.
you know, I know that you know.
that- yeah, you
3
know.
days, you're back up.
Back to no.
I love all the memes about like, you know, the Roman soldier calling like the black guy like, like, you know, like,
the
Roman
black guy
soldier,
with the cell phone or
yeah,
something like that?
finding the cave where Jesus was buried, like, oh, like when he's no longer there, he's just on the phone. But I think, as a Christian, finding or being able to see Jesus would be pretty
Yeah,
great.
That actually would be a good option.
Yeah, and then another, I think right now I just thought of something like, I guess going back in time to be able to see like this is kind of like a weird thing, but I'm also really interested in Mexican history. So going,
I was actually going to say something similar to that, but I'll tell you right now.
okay, cool. Being able to see like the Spaniards come and arrive to the New World, to come to Mexico and make contact. with I guess like the Mexicas
indigenous-
or the indigenous
yeah,
people.
people that were there.
Yeah, and before the Aztecs, it was the Mexicas and the Teotihuacans, something like that. But I think it was just
Wasn't it the Mayans?
they made contact with them, but only like briefly, and they were in another part of Mexico. Might have been a different era too, but just to see the interaction and just be like hiding in a bush and like seeing like, oh, what are they gonna do?
Coming.
Oh my
They're coming.
God.
They're speaking Spanish.
I understand that.
Sí se puede.
I think that would have been cool.
That
thing
would,
to
yeah,
see.
that would be cool.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of.
Okay, so I thought of something that I was like, okay, I would definitely want to see this. Watching the pyramids be built
Oh,
in Egypt.
Interesting.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
'Cause those things were like like they weighed so much
Yeah.
at the time. Well, even now they weigh so much, and at the time there wasn't technology like there is today.
Yeah, that's true.
To be able to do and perform.
What if it's the aliens? What if you see aliens like
If I see a ship,
dropping the squares or the blocks?
I'm telling everybody. I'm recording it. I'm like, yeah, I caught you, dude. Yeah. Red-handed. It wasn't
Sure,
the
slaves.
Egyptians. Yeah, plenty of slaves did that.
Just kidding.
It was the aliens.
It's the aliens. No, I mean, yeah, that would have been cool.
I would, yeah, because even if it took like hundreds of years
I was
to
gonna say
do,
it did take-
like I would want to see like kind of like a time lapse
process.
Like, boom, boom, boom. Like okay, it took them 500 years to move it like 90 feet.
Yeah, yeah, that would have been okay. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I agree with
but
you.
be able to see all that process.
Yeah.
Boom, next one and the next one, next one, and eventually
Leading to the final product.
forming into that. Or even like the Colosseum, how
Colosseum, yeah.
in Rome, originally it was all marble.
Oh, okay. I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
When we went to Rome, like there was still marble pieces that they left behind.
Wow.
But originally they were saying like it was all marble.
All marble.
Yeah, and it was
Interesting.
pretty amazing. So
Cool.
stuff like that being like maybe not built, that one not built, but like be able to go there when it was like fully up and running.
Yeah, at
That
its
would be-
peak when it was
yeah.
like pristine and just built and like, all right, cool.
Yeah, that would be pretty
That's
cool.
cool. I like that. Great stuff. Great stuff. All right.
All right, let's go.